Hi, guys. This is Katie Bunschoten, the President and CEO of Certum Solutions here in North Carolina. And I have with me the amazing Spencer Brundage, who is on our services team. Today, Spencer's going to show us how to run a QuickBooks Enterprise profit and loss report with a couple slice and dice features. Those features are, number one, how to run it by class. So if you have different ways you'd like to slice and dice, whether it's by team member or by division, department, cost center, whatever you like. You can actually use the class selection in order to keep from bogging up your chart of accounts. So that is a great feature to have. The second way that you can slice and dice your profit and loss reports, I know that around this time of year, it's a really important feature to have, the ability to compare to the previous period or the previous year. Whether you're going through an aggressive growth cycle or you're trying to do budgets, you're trying to address for seasonality or for other factors, it's always critical that we have that historical data to report on. If you do work with Certum Solutions on your QuickBooks Enterprise project, I do recommend highly bringing in summary data for the year before in order to be able to run this very important report, okay? Before we get started, you know what I'm gonna say, it's always cheesy, but I gotta say it. Well, first off, this is education with a little bit of entertainment, so make sure you talk to the appropriate consultants that you have in your circle or call us for more help. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button below so that we get more videos like this. And if you like the kind of content that Certum has to offer, do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us a lot. Not to mention, it clues us in as to what kind of content that you like to consume and that is educational and helpful for your business. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Spencer. Thank you, Spencer, so much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. So we're going to start by going into our, you can see here, I've pulled up our enterprise file. This is a sample file, so some of the dates may be in the future. You'll notice that down here, all of our reports are pulling from the end of the year 2024. That's how data pulls in a sample file. So starting with a breakdown with a prior year comparison, we're going to go into our company and financial reports. We're going to go into our profit and loss category. And this one's demarked income statement. And we're going to pop into our previous year comparison. We're going to go ahead and run that report. And you can see the default version of that report here. Right now it's showing fiscal year to date. As I said previously, the dates are going to be a little weird because in a sample file, that's how it's set up. But that information is all very customizable. We'll pop up here to the Customize Report button in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. And you'll see here that it'll open a little Modify Report window where it'll give you a couple different options here, and we'll start with Display. Under Display, this is where you can set your report date range. Right now it's set to fiscal year to date. If I click the drop down here, you'll note that there's all manner of breakdowns available here. You can do it from everything from today to last fiscal year to next fiscal year to a custom figure. Let's go ahead and set this one to this fiscal year. This one's going to set us from October 1st of 2024, which is the year our QuickBooks is running in, the sample file, to September 30th, 2025. Here's where you can set your report basis, accrual or cash. I'm going to leave it on accrual. And here's where you can sort of break out how you're delineating the prior year comparisons. You can set the subcolumns for previous period. By default, it'll set it to previous year. And you'll notice that beneath both of those are two separate categories where you can show the actual dollar amount change or the percent change year over year. There's also a third option for a comparison of year to date. And you'll notice that one has a sub option for percent of year to date comparison as well. Additionally, you'll see a sort option. The default option that's here will be associated with your chart of accounts. If you give a breakdown by here, you can also have it sort by totals. And then beneath, you'll have it sort in ascending or descending order. And if we pop over here to filters, you'll notice that it has some filter options over here. It gives you the option to provide to filter it by account. By default, it'll show all of your income and expense accounts. I'm going to leave it that way for this one, but just to show you an example of the types of things you can filter by for the account, I'll give you a little drop down here. As you can see, If you're familiar with custom reporting in QuickBooks Enterprise, these are all going to be familiar categories for you. You can do it by assets, current assets, balance sheet accounts, bank accounts, accounts receivable, fixed assets, liabilities, credit cards, basically any form of breakdown you're looking at here, as well as your specific accounts if you're interested in filtering by those as well. We're going to stick with all income and expense accounts here for this report. You can also filter by aging, and you'll notice that there's a breakdown here. And of note, when you add these filters, you'll notice they'll appear in your current filter choices. If you ever set a filter that breaks a report or makes it display information you're not looking to, removing it is easy as popping over here, and then clicking remove selected filter. And that'll set us back to what we're looking at here. You can filter by amount. And again, that'll give you the same mathematics functions breakdowns here. And that'll also let you provide a numerical breakdown or to from value as well. And you'll see here that there's a wide variety of filters available for this report. We're going to pop to the other one we discussed previously, which is class. Oh, go ahead and remove that one. Left that one on there by accident. And class. You'll notice that by default, it'll filter all classes, and all classes are the ones being displayed in this report right now. But if I click a drop down here, it'll give me the option to filter by design, landscape, maintenance, and overhead, which are the classes that are available in our sample file here. It'll also let you choose multiple classes. If you click that, it'll give you a secondary window where you can select them manually here. And below, you can clear all and select all accordingly. And so just to show you the difference we're looking at here, I'm actually going to pop over into classes and we're going to select the design option. And you'll notice that when I hit OK, our report shrinks accordingly. It's now only showing the information from the filtered classes. And if you want up here, you can click Show Filters, and it'll show you exactly what information is being filtered by. So we're looking at this fiscal year versus the prior fiscal year. And we're filtering by all income and expense accounts. And this is by the design class. And if you're done looking at the design class, you can just go ahead and remove that, and it'll kick it back to the report we were looking at previously. And this is primarily for a prior year comparison report. If you're looking to have a more visible breakdown by class, I'm going to exit out of this report here. As with all reports, if you set up a report in the way you like, it'll give you an option to memorize that report. And if you memorize it, that'll appear in your custom reports option under your QuickBooks Enterprise reporting tool. We're going to not memorize this one, and then we're going to go over to our second report that's of relevance here, which is going to be our profit and loss by class. And when we pull this one open, you'll notice our column headings here are the same that we looked at in our previous profit and loss report. These will all be familiar headings. And so to get that one to provide a breakdown year over year, we're going to go up to our custom report button. And you'll notice it's a very similar modify report button here. And so if we're looking at prior year, we're going to click previous year, and then we're going to throw on both the dollar and the percent change. And you'll notice here, just to backtrack a little bit, that this right here is where it'll determine what your upper columns are. Right now we have it showing class. That can be adjusted. And as you can see, there are plenty of options to set that report up the way you'd like. We're going to leave it on class. We're going to set our subcolumns for prior year. No additional filters are necessary, but as you can see, the options are still there as they were with the prior report. We're going to hit OK. And you'll notice that now for each of our categories, we have our breakdown versus prior year, as well as the dollar change and percent change year over year. And I'm going to go ahead and maximize that so we can sort of see as much of that as we can as possible. And as you can see, this is still going to show, if we pop up to our show filters, it's still going to give us that information we saw last time, where we're looking at all income and expense accounts, and the data included in the date is this fiscal year to date. It's going to show us this fiscal year to date. It's going to show us the prior year's relevant figures, and then it's going to show us the dollar change and the percent change, all by class. And so those are two ways to put together reports for P&Ls by class, by prior year data, and by both across two different formats.
Well, this was fantastic. So much. Thank you so much, Spencer, for your time, and way to go, just like knocking it out. Like you were so seamless.
Thank you.
So anyway, but thank you again to those that are watching. We really appreciate your support of Certum. Don't forget, hit the subscribe and like buttons. And if we can help it in any way with your reporting needs or your accounting or project services needs, reach out to us. Our contact information is in the description of this video. Thanks again, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.